niños, buenas tardes. Espero que estén muy bien, yo también, y vamos a empezar con este gran repaso, porque es hora de empezar, y como es hora de empezar, hay que hacerlo, ¿ok? Bueno, aquí como podrán ver tenemos la lección 1, ¿ok? La lección 1 está dividida en dos partes, una que es grammar, so, in English, please. The first one, that is grammar, is here. And up here there is some vocabulary. So let's review the vocabulary very quickly, okay? So, look, we have some expressions here to express talents and strengths. And we have their meaning here, okay? For example, be good with the hands, that is handy at doing something. Mechanically inclined, that is good with machines. Head for figures, good with numbers. Ear for music, good with music. Eye for details, it's that person that you see, that for example says, okay, what do you think of this? He says, no, change this, change that, and it will be perfect. That kind of person. Good and intuitive sense, that person that knows how you feel and how you, it's good at drawing conclusions and etc. And way with words is someone that is, as we say in Spanish, labioso. And way with people, good with people, and a knack for, well, in this case it says knack for learning languages. Knack is something that you have a skill or an ability to do something easily without actual training. So, and then we have here do for emphatic stress, okay? So, when we say something that do for emphatic stress, it means that we are using the auxiliary to reinforce something that we already know. For example, in this part here, it says, even if I don't have a head for figures, I do have a way with words. We can say I have a way with words, but if you put do there, it gives it more emphasis, okay? It makes a stronger sentence. Or, for example, if you said, even though I'm recording this at night, I do enjoy recording it. So that's another, it gives strength, very good. So, and it says, be careful, use the base form after the auxiliary. Always use the base form after an auxiliary, please. You should already know that. And that's a very simple grammar for Unit 8, Lesson 1. So, if we continue, we find another grammar, which is subjunctive. Okay? Now, subjunctive are expressions that follow an urgency, an obligation, or an advice. We use this conjugation of the verb when we are advising someone or expressing that someone has to do something, which is obligation, and urging someone to do something. For example, what do you mean by urging? For example, it says there, it's important, for example, it's important that you take the test, okay? You cannot take the test, it's up to you, but I'm urging you to do it. It's not an advice, because if it were an advice, I would tell you, you should take the test, but no, I'm not advising you, I'm urging you to do it. Like, for example, another example, like when your father or your mother urge you to clean your room, because if you don't, you're not gonna get money on Fridays or on weekends, on whatever you get money. You got it?
Okay, Policia.
Good. So, this is actually a very simple matter. So, these verbs that you see here are for urgency, obligation, and advisability. So, every single time that you use them, after that, you use the base form. And that way you use the subjunctive. Okay? So, because the subjunctive is the same as the base form of the verb. For example, play is the base form of the verb. So, I urge you, or I demand you to play. No, that's wrong because I use infinitive to play. It would say, I demand you play. So, demand, it's a verb. It is critical for you to play. That's wrong because it's an infinitive. It is critical you play. That's the subjunctive. Okay? So, bueno, ¿cómo les iba diciendo entonces? Vamos a ver, después de esto sigue, obviamente, una lección que es pura lectura. Aquí lo único relevante son algunas expresiones que vienen aquí en el texto, go offline, etc. Y esas, sinceramente, las pueden entender ustedes solitos. ¿Está claro?
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
Luego sigue lo mismo. Y de aquí lo relevante son estas que vienen aquí. Talented, perceptive, observant, inventive, imaginative, witty, curious, inquisitive, open-minded, and persistent. Okay? All of them are here. This is the meaning. Read it. Come on, don't be lazy. Read it. ¿Está claro? Very good. So, no es cierto. Sí los quiero. Y les voy a decir cómo son. So, talented. It's people who got talent, which has the natural ability to do something. Perceptive, it's someone that noticed something. Inventive, it's a... Well, then that's pretty obvious, actually. Inventive, it's someone that actually invents something. Witty, it's someone that uses language to make funny statements. Maybe a sarcastic person would be witty. Curious, well, curious. Open-minded, it's someone that is open to other kind of ideas apart from his own. And persistent, someone that doesn't give up. So, apart from that, which is lesson 4, we're going to watch for Unit 9, which is also going to be in the test, obviously. And then we've got what is the world going to be in the future. So, here, the first lesson, we have passive voice, the future as seen from the past, and the future perfect. Okay? And this is something that many of you had a little problem with it. Okay? So I'm gonna break it down for you, but I need my board, so let's wait to be on the board. So, here on the board, sí, es pirata. No pongan atención a eso.
Are you serious?
Anyway, so here on the board we have, for example, we have passive voice statements about the future, will be or be going to be, plus the past participle. Y esto es passive voice on the future, normal future. Remember that normal future we use will and future. No, I will listen by the tomorrow. That's passive. Okay? Why passive? Because who is going to be listening? The teacher. Who is the teacher going to listen? To me. Okay? If this were active voice, the teacher is going to listen to me tomorrow. Okay? This is active. Why? Because we're mentioning the subject of the verb. Oh, sorry. And this is passive because we are mentioning the object of the verb first. Okay? So, for passive, we put the verb in past participle and we add be. Okay? And that's just passive future. Now, passive voice statements about the future as seen from the past are would be or was, were, going to be, plus the past participle. So, what does it mean that the future as seen from the past? Remember that I explained to you, for example, that there was a guy and that guy was actually giving a prediction for the future. Rain. Okay? And that would be, for example, as they say, would be. So, tomorrow would have. And since we add have, this had to be participle. Been. I will have been listened by the teacher. Yo habré sido escuchado. Okay? That's how it would be translated, I believe. Yeah, translated. So, questions?
Stop it. Get some help.
Déjenme en los comentarios. After this, we had another little grammar here, which is the last one that we're going to discuss today. And it's about past unreal conditional passive voice. Okay? Passive voice in unreal conditional sentence. When we talk about unreal conditions, we talked about things that are not possible to happen or are extremely unlikely to happen. And remember, a condition, it's A happen, sorry, then B happen. So, for example, if effective cancer fights drugs were developed through engineering, that technology might be more widely accepted. So, what do we need to use? We have to use passive voice. We can change both statements into passive voice. For example, let's go to the board again. Something that is extremely unlikely to happen, for example. Study. I will get, no, not 10. Grade this study. Okay. No, sorry. No. ¿Qué estoy diciendo? No. I will get the maximum grade. So, ¿cuál es el objeto aquí? The maximum grade. Okay. So, vamos a ponerle así. Quitamos esto. I will be the maximum grade. Ahora sí. Will in the test. No mencionamos aquí que yo la voy a obtener porque es voz pasiva. La voz pasiva no nos importa un carajo. A ver si borro ese carajo. En fin, no nos importa quién verdaderamente hace las acciones. Nos importa la acción que se hizo y a quién. Por eso es que yo cambié el sujeto al principio. Perdón, el objeto al principio. ¿Por qué? Porque es lo que supuestamente debo obtener, la máxima calificación. Por eso la cambié para acá. ¿Ok? Y le puse be y le puse pasado participio. Y en su libro dice que también esta puede ser cambiada. ¿Ok? A voz pasiva. Pero esta no tiene caso. ¿Por qué? I study hard. Es una expresión demasiado simple. No tiene caso poner cambiar la voz pasiva. Al menos en este ejemplo. ¿Ok? Si fuera un poquito más compleja, más complicada sería... Podríamos cambiarla, pero aquí no tiene caso. If I study hard, the maximum grade will be gotten in the test. Simple as that. No necesariamente las dos partes tienen que cambiarse. Puede ser cambiada una nada más. ¿Ok? Y aquí dice Past Unreal Conditional, que es prácticamente lo mismo, Nada más que en vez de poner las cosas así en presente, pues las van a poner en pasado, ¿ok? O en futuro. Lo único que van a hacer es que van a utilizar had been, así como está aquí. Oh, se me movió, wait. Had been. Y para contestar, hadn't been. ¿Preguntas? Como ya saben, en los comentarios. Pues niños, eso fue todo por mi parte. Espero les haya gustado este video. Y si no, pues quéjense con la dirección, ¿ok? No, no es cierto. De todas maneras, yo voy a estar ahí el día del examen para resolverles cualquier duda durante el examen, ¿ok? Cuídense. Sorry por grabarlo tan tarde. De verdad es que los niños de PC me quitan muchísimo tiempo. Entonces, pues bueno. Eso es todo por mi parte. Cuídense y nos vemos pronto. Ok, bye.